What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Hockey Town University. You are here with us, your hosts, once again, Derek and Zach. Derek, welcome back, buddy. We're in a frozen tundra right now. How you doing over there on the west side of Michigan?
Well, I am frozen inside. I haven't left my house in a day and a half since I got back from work, which I barely got back Friday night. Thanks, work, for not giving us that day off. It's perfect. My little car does not make it. When there's over 3 inches of snow, let alone a slush-filled arena that apparently was our parking lot, my car doesn't like it. Not at all. It took me like an extra half hour to get home. It sucked.
Oof, yeah, get an all-wheel drive car, buddy.
Front-wheel drive sports car. Let's go.
Luckily, in the next 2 weeks, it's going to go back in the 40s, Derek. But Derek, we got some hockey to talk about, so why don't we go ahead and jump right into it? What do we got today? We're going to go and recap the Red Wings versus Oilers, Red Wings versus the LA Kings, which was last night. It is Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Go Lions, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there. They do play tonight, 8 p.m. against Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams. Don't wear your Stafford jersey. I'm on that train. So,
yeah. Bad jersey, go do
it. We're going to do that, and then we're going to go into the little Red Wings news that we have, the main topics, and then we'll talk about the around the league news. Derek, let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's go ahead and recap the Thursday night game against the Edmonton Oilers with Mick Jesus and Draisaitl. Dreidel. I like to call him Dreidel. So, yes, the Red Wings did lose 3-2 this game. It was very unfortunate. Mick Jesus got a goal that the Red Wings probably wish that they had one back, but Lyon was in net. There were no goals in the first period, but Ghost Bear tried the Michigan, which was really cool to see. Never thought that he had that kind of talent in him, but yes, let's see you actually execute that more properly next time. But still a good move. Nonetheless, Wings were outshot 16-5 in that first period, and Lyon looked unbelievable. Very, very rough period, Derek. I mean, we're used to this, right? No surprises there.
I mean, we had one highlight, and the highlight was Lyon. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to praise his name about 500 times, and he might be a very large portion of this conversation we have today, just because of how he's been playing.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's probably the reason why you guys clicked on this episode. And before I continue, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit the thumbs up button. That really does go a long way for us. But if you are on Spotify, follow us and rate us 5 stars. That helps us out too. Frowns, turn upside down. Thank you, Octopus. We appreciate it. And continuing on with the game, Derek, the second period was a dumpster fire up until the last 10 minutes where both teams go back and forth with scoring opportunities. It was pretty insane, but it was still 0-0 going into the third, and the Wings currently are outshot 27-11, and once again, Lyon is playing lights out. Still, once again, not surprised, are we?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that goalie they had back in Edmonton's net was pretty happy not having to do anything all night, because, I mean, we'll tell you what happens here in a second. You obviously already know people who are watching this, but he's got a great goalie back there, and thank God they're so stacked up top, because Jesus Christ, I like the way they, what happened to the second, kind of, for the most part.
Yeah,
or, sorry,
I
not
mean,
the third.
Well, I mean, in the second, too, the Red Wings did a good job not allowing them to score. I mean, that's partially Lyon, but also partially for the defense, too. I mean, if you want to get into it like that, I mean, the Red Wings in total this whole entire game, they had 24 blocked shots. Imagine if they only blocked half of those, Derek. 47 total shots on goal this entire game. If you added 12 more, 59 shots on goal. It just would have been really ridiculous. But yes, going into the third, Kopp does score 3 minutes into the period to take the 1-0 lead. Then the Oilers tried to challenge for goaltender interference on the play, which made absolutely no sense because the goalie was basically out of his crease, and so was Rasmussen during that time. And so they do lose the challenge, and so the Wings do get to go on the power play in the third period. Fabry almost makes it 2-0 on a 2-on-1 breakaway and hits the post, and the post was not his friend. So the Wings still keeping it 1-0, but then McDavid destroys our defense and makes it 1-1.
I don't even know what happened during that play. Wallman looked like something was supposed to get called, turns around, tries to whip McDavid with his stick. I was like, what was the confusion there? I did not get to watch all this game. I only got to watch the highlights, so I barely saw what happened.
Yeah, so they were in our zone. Red Wings are playing defense, right? They're in our zone, Edmonton. The puck gets cleared. The Edmonton player, which was McDavid, was coming, or it was someone else coming off. McDavid was waiting them for that player to come off. McDavid, the Red Wings basically just thought that was going to be an offsides. Once McDavid waited for that player to go back onsides, McDavid rushed in to get the puck. And thus, it was just a really bad line change too for the Red Wings. They were just really confused. And so, no excuses, just poor coaching, poor player analysis, what's going on the ice, and not playing until the whistle blows. And so McDavid took every opportunity that he could get from that, thus resulting into the goal. And so nothing on Lyon, mainly just on the team as a whole, right? And so had this not have happened, the Red Wings would have stopped McDavid from getting the goal in this game. And I believe the Red Wings in the past have done a really good job at shutting down McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. And so adding this really was taking a knife to the back pretty much, right? And so at this point, it pretty much sealed the deal for the Wings because you continue on and there's a mad scrabble in front of the net later on, and then Hyman scores in the slot, making it 2-1 Oilers. But luckily, we got Olli Mata on the team, Derek, who rarely ever scores, but he was able to tie it. Thanks to a nice keep-in play by Larkin and Raymond deep to put it in the net, and Mata finishes it to tie it 2-2 late in the third. Refs do decline a goal via a hand pass on the Oilers that was going to make it 3-2. And should have been a penalty because it was a closed hand on the puck. Derek, we know that that's a penalty through and through. We've seen that time and time, and I'm quite surprised that the refs missed that one.
I mean, the fact that they took the goal back, I'll call that as a win. That's all I really needed to see. If they would have kept that as a goal, that would have been the worst of it. The fact is, yeah, it should have been a penalty, but we got no goal out of it, and we got some to overtime, so it was better that than losing with 10 seconds left in the game.
No, this game goes into OT, so we got some free hockey. We get at least a point, so that was really sick.
It does it right here.
Yeah, Edmonton scores with Lyon. I thought Lyon broke his stick. I don't think that was the case. I think he just dropped it, Derek. Raymond turned the puck over, and this team really just forgetting how to play defense in their own zone. It's the same song and dance. I've been saying this time and time, every single episode. I said it at least 5 times the last episode. Same song and dance. The opposing team bomb rushes the Red Wings in their zone. They don't know how to clear the puck. They don't know how to get it out. The Red Wings scramble. They break down, park the bus, whatever you want to call it. And they just allow the other team to come in and, it's just ridiculous on how this team operates in their own zone. I'm pretty much just saying the same thing over and over again, but would you agree with me on that? I mean, you probably saw the highlight of the overtime, and so it's the same thing over and over again.
I mean, it's a weird thing to see, especially when you have so much open ice and it's 3-on-3, and you're supposed to be able to move a lot more, but the Red Wings are just caught down low all the time like that. They just don't know how to spread out enough. We had 4 people below the circle in our zone at one point, including our goalie, of course, but still. Like, we need to spread out a lot more than that, make better passes, don't throw it up the middle. Obviously, I saw Raymond looking for Kane, hoping to poke it through, but that failed miserably, obviously. That ended up losing us the game. But it's just, I feel like the compete's not there when they get out there at that time. I know they were beaten down the whole entire game. It was a rough one for the Red Wings because they just couldn't get shots on net, and they were just getting peppered all night. But there's certain things in the Red Wings aspects that they have to keep pushing through because obviously we got the point. Not terrible, but this is one of the teams that we're most likely going to be seeing going to the playoffs. Edmonton had a bad start, but right now they're doing a lot better. What is it, 10 consecutive games?
Yeah, the Oilers are on a heater right now. They're looking very good, and they did have a really slow start to the season. They were one of the worst teams in the league. I'm pretty sure they were bottom 3, bottom 5 at one point, but that doesn't last long when you have the 2 most dominant players in the league. Maybe top 3, maybe top 5, however you want to look at McDavid and Draisaitl as a whole, but I'm calling them number 1 and number 2 in my book. Yeah, when you're going up against a team like this, good on the Red Wings for being able to get a point. Talking about it overall, this was not a pretty game for the Wings. I mean, you got outshot 47-18 total. Lyon keeps showcasing why he deserves to be a regular in the NHL as a starter. 44 out of 47 saves. He posted a .936 save percentage that night. Getting a point was important, and knowing that you can compete with a team like this is very important, especially when you're creeping up to the trade deadline, which is, I'm pretty sure that's only 7 weeks away, Derek. It's very early in March this year. So what's also important is showing up like your goalie did tonight. And quite frankly, the Wings did not do that whatsoever. You somehow got 2 goals, but Edmonton doesn't have good goaltending. We've known that for years, right? And so coaching really needs to find a way for this team to be better in their own zone, or they won't make the playoffs. And that's really what it comes down to. If they're not scoring enough, then they're getting beat. And they're not playing good defense, even if they are scoring. So they have to continue scoring, or they have to figure out the defense. And that falls on the coaching to me right now. And that's what they have to look into going into the trade deadline, too. So, yeah. Final thoughts on that game, Derek, overall, yourself?
Lyon kept us in it the entire game. We can't just keep relying on him to do that, because I'm pretty sure you're not going to see too many 44 saves out of 47 shots. It's just not something that continuously happens for goalies, even if you are great. And Lyon's been showing that he is great lately, but I don't want to have to keep putting that on him so we can move forward and win games.
Well, we kind of did, because now we're going into a 7th start up against the LA Kings last night, where the Red Wings did win 5-3. Lyon was in net again. And I'll wait to say this, but 4 minutes into the game, Perron was able to forecheck and take away the puck from the LA Kings player to give Larkin the puck, who snipes it over the goalie. Was he behind the line, Derek? I didn't really get to see that.
He was right before crossing,
Okay.
but he's loving that spot this year. It's great to see him right at that goal light, underneath it, above it. He can get those snipes in right now. I think that's his 3rd or 4th one this year.
Yeah, and he was getting those quite early in the season too, right before we got Patrick Kane. And yeah, it's good to see that Larkin loves that spot. Every forward has their spot that they love, right? It's called that sweet spot, that chef's kiss spot, as you will. And so, continuing on with the game, Derek, Kings do tie it up after a botched penalty call on Justin Hall for tripping. Lafreniere, or however you want to pronounce this guy's name. There's 2 Lafreniers now in the league, I guess, one on the Kings and one for the New York Rangers. And so, yeah, he toe picks the ice, basically, and so that allows Byfield to get the goal on the power play in the net front in the slot. That ties it 1-1. Did you see that call? Because it definitely was a toe pick in my mind. Ken Daniels also mentioned in the game as well.
I mean, it was a deep call, but
yeah,
in the midst of it, they're not going to go back and review something like that. So, bad call. It sucks. Move on from it, I guess. First period's done. Screw it.
Not surprised that the refs would make a bad call in a game, right? No, we're not. Ooh. And so, halfway through the second period, Larkin scores again on a 5-on-3. Nice rebound off the LA goalie. 2-1 Red Wings. Yeah, Larkin now has 2 goals in this game. He's now officially on the hat trick watch. Sorry to spoil it for you guys. He did not get the hat trick. I'm sure you guys already realize that as you're watching this episode. Alex DeBrincat gets stoned by Talbot and has some joking words for him. Yeah, Derek, that was quite a grab by Talbot. Honestly, DeBrincat even laughed at him. He's like, bro, good save right there. That was incredible.
I thought something was going down for a second because one of the defensemen was grabbing him. I'm like, oh, God, is he talking shit? Oh, no, he's actually laughing. Okay. See, that's what I like to see. Some good sportsmanship. It was a good save. DeBrincat knew it. He had a good shot. It is what it is.
Yeah, good on Cat for having fun out there. That's what this game's all about, right? So, Fabry scores with about 3.5 left. Assisted from Sprong, who was working hard to... Derek, your notes suck. I'm so sorry.
I was getting frustrated this morning.
Part 2 threw it at the net, 3-1 Wings. So, yes, Robbie Fabry gets a goal. Sprong threw it in front of the net, gets a rebound. Fabry the score off of that rebound. And yeah, it was a really pretty rebound. Honestly, it was just nice playmaking through and through. Joe Foligno going through, entering the zone, going down the ice on the left side, passes it back to, I believe he passes it back to Sprong, who then puts it onto net. And I don't even how he got that shot off, Derek, like, because there was the opposing player right there. And yeah, Fabry was able to get that rebound, and so Wings take the lead 3-1. It was a really nice sequence by the Wings. Probably one of the better ones we've seen all season.
I mean, heck, this last 10 minutes of this, or 5 minutes of this period was a great series of events for us, I would say, and gave me a little bit of a heart attack a little bit. Kind of reminded me of the San Jose game a little too much.
Ooh, yeah, we don't need any of that now, do we? And so, yeah, let's continue on with that. But 1 minute later, Derek, Showtime shows up, and Kane gets a breakaway, and that's basically all you have to say. It's 4-1 Red Wings, and yeah, he basically did the Peter Forsberg, just the opposite, dude. It was chef's kiss once again by Showtime Patrick Kane, and that is the reason why I want this jersey signed, framed on my wall. If anyone knows how I can get a hold of Patrick Kane to get this signed, please let me know. I will do anything for that. So, yeah, Derek, what did you think about the goal?
Oh my god, it was beautiful. Once I summoned the breakaway, it was clear as day he scored. It was done. Yeah. And the best part, it just shows you how good these players are, because the exact same move was pulled on poor Lyon the other night by other than McDavid. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm getting a weird whiplash of what I didn't want to see the other night, but what I wanted to see happen for us. It's like sad feeling, but it's a good feeling at the same time since it was for us this time.
Patrick Kane definitely was super mad that that goal happened against the Edmonton Oilers, and so he spent the next 2 days watching that replay and was like, I'm going to do it this game. If he could do it, I could do it better. And so he did. He pretty much did. He broke through a defensive player, was able to do it where McDavid just got it sheer out of pure luck, and there was no one basically covering him halfway of a defensive play. So, yeah, good on us for that. And so, let's see, where did I leave off at here? Derek, 4-1 Wings. Detroit gets a break with a goaltending interference, which the goal was taken away. Derek, let's go into that. Do you think that that was too long of a review challenge by Coach Lalonde? Because it seemed like that it took him like well over 5 minutes just to come to a deciding factor if there was goaltender interference, which there clearly was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a hard one to see. I mean, obviously, I see why the ref on the ice called it a good goal. You saw it shoot in. You don't see what's happening. You don't know who hit it in at first. But once you saw the replay, it was pretty cut and dry. I don't know what takes him so long to review that stuff anymore. You see him literally skate in, nail his pad, the puck pops out. It's like, yep, that's interference.
Especially when you go through Toronto, the head office where they're reviewing these calls as well, and they get to see all these replays. And so you think they would have made the call to the refs prior to the refs taking so long to get it right themselves. And so I thought it was the play in general. It took the ref a really long time just to blow the whistle. I don't think the ref saw the puck. Lyon was clearly over the puck for quite some time, so I'm really shocked that they didn't blow the whistle sooner. And they just called it a good goal, Derek. Are you kind of surprised by that, or is it just a thing that we go through because they're refs?
I mean, the problem is when the ref doesn't see the puck, technically they are supposed to blow the whistle. I'm pretty sure that's the rule on that one there. And correct. The fact that they obviously, you want to be able to, if the puck's not covered up, you don't want to blow the whistle, you want them to fight for it and get it, but it was just a weird series of events that luckily got overturned, so that's all that really mattered at the end of that
one. 100%. Yeah, I think Coach Lalonde was very happy with the turnout of that. Granted, it did take some time, and so that might have hurt the Kings in the long run because of it, because they did lose momentum going into that. But, however, it really did help out the Wings, and so the Red Wings were able to take away the goal from that and not get scored on and then be forced to go onto the penalty kill, giving the Kings a power play. So good job for the refs getting it right. Thank you for the video review. Continuing on though, 12 seconds left in the second. Sider takes a rip from the blue line and Fisher tips her in for a 4-goal lead to end the second, but it was reviewed that the goal was credited to Andrew Kopp. Yeah, I guess it hit his skates right at the last second, Derek, and so it took a minor deflection into the net. So 5-1 Red
Hey,
Wings.
goal's a goal. I'll take whoever wanted to score, and I liked it. It got in the back of the net.
Goal is a goal, and so the Red Wings thus complete the second period with 4 unanswered goals. And so you enter the third period. Got the Red Wings running around trying to not let the Kings score. 2 goals by the Kings in the third by Dubois on a crappy bounce, and a second power play goal by Byfield off a juicy rebound. Once again,
I think
Byfield. Go ahead, Derek.
I was gonna say I wasn't getting too in details, obviously, because they scored on us, and I didn't care that much. You don't get times for them. They scored. That's all you need to know.
Right, yeah. For those of you that don't remember Byfield, he was the second overall pick in the Lucas Raymond draft of 2020. So, yeah, very good young center. He's starting to pick it up in the NHL. This is his first full season. Yeah, game over. Wings win 5-3 barely. With the Kings playing 6-on-5 for the last 4 minutes of the game, Derek. Are you more surprised that the Kings didn't score, or are you more surprised the Wings did not get an empty net goal?
It was a long time to have a no goalie in that net, and the fact that no one scored that entire time actually kind of made it kind of crazy. Since we scored 4 goals in 5.5, 6 minutes in the last period. I mean, I'm happy that we didn't have a repeat of San Jose when I was sitting in those bleachers. Oh my God, I would have had a heart attack. I was happy it was just kept to the 2 goals that they had. I didn't like them. I mean, I'm not mad at anybody. It happens. Lyon had to let in a couple, whatever. We still got the win. The
Still got the
W's there,
dub.
the
That's all
2
that
points are
matters.
there. I'm happy.
Yeah, Derek, you're singing it, buddy. Overall, Wings come out with a win, 4-1 in January. Yes, the Wings have only lost once. Well, 4-0-1. Or no, 4. Is it 3? 4-1?
4-0-1.
Jesus,
You got
I'm
it, buddy.
so lost. Okay, let's get it. Thank God Lions stayed awake in the third because everyone seemed to fall asleep after the hype second and continues to sit back, park the bus, and allow the opposing team to apply pressure in the defensive zone. Majority of the third period, right? It's just like the whole entire Edmonton game. Wings registered 3 shots on net in the third period, Derek. So that's how bad the third period was. Yeah. That's good game by the Wings. And then they play tonight against Toronto, 7 p.m. Reimer is in net, unfortunately. Derek, how do you feel about that real quick?
There's a feeling there. I don't know what that feeling is right now. Maybe it's going to be like his first game he played for us. I'm just hoping it's not like the last game he played over in Sweden. I go for somewhere in between there even. I'll take that against Toronto.
Let's see, the last time Reimer started for us was back on December 27th against the Minnesota Wild, where we lost 6-3, and he made 25 saves. But the start before that, it was against the Philadelphia Flyers, where we won 7-6 in overtime, and he still allowed 6 goals against and made 37 saves. So, be prepared to allow 6 goals tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who just lost to the Colorado Avalanche last night, 5-3, after holding a 3-0 lead in the game. I'm not exactly sure who their goaltender is. Maybe, hopefully, it's Martin Jones for our sake, Derek. So we'll just have to wait and see on that call.
It's scary. It's a scary time, but hopefully it's for the best. And hopefully, once you guys are hearing this, it's the far right end of what I was hoping for, and we get that shutout. So
let's get a shutout tonight, Reimer. Let's get it, Reimer. All right, Red Wings news, Derek. Very small Red Wings news. Brandon Hawkins, captain for the Toledo Walleye, named the 2024 Warrior/ECHL East Coast Hockey League All Star Classic captain. Good on him. Congratulations. Toledo Walleye, they've been killing it this season. They finally lost in regulation for the first time since December 9th the other night. They're killing it right now. They're doing a fantastic job. We should go to another game here pretty soon. But continuing on, Brogan Rafferty recalled from the Grand Rapids Griffins, defenseman. A lot of people are mad it's not Edvinsson. That's a weird way on how to say it and spell it. Derek, are you mad? Yes? No?
I mean, we talked about this before we even started recording because it's obviously a controversial topic right now for everybody in the Red Wings fandom because we want to see Edvinsson up there, but we got to remember the fact that he's getting brought up for, just in case something happens to a player, someone gets injured. Like Zack was telling me earlier, he's probably not going to play, and there's no reason to bring Edvinsson up just to have him sit there and watch. But at the same time, like I was telling Zack, I'm like, there's a few people that, could be healthy scratched on their wings right now. I mean, get him out there playing. Again, we probably beating this like a dead horse. I'd rather him get the reps up here and suffer up here than suffer down in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I get it. The Red Wings are about to go on a 3-game away skid here, I guess if you want to say it that way. They play Toronto, like I said, in Toronto, 7 p.m. You have the holiday tomorrow, Monday, Martin Luther King Day. Then they play Florida Panthers Wednesday in Florida. Then they play the Carolina Hurricanes on Friday. So that is the main reason why they're calling up Brogan Rafferty. I'm sure Ben Simon, the coach for the Grand Rapids Griffins, said to Lyon and Eisman, hey, Brogan Rafferty's been looking really good for us. I think he deserves a call-up. Let him get some time with the team. If you are able to put him in the lineup, great. If not, whatever. At least he got the call-up. That's good for him. He's a really great, depth piece for this team. If it's not Edvinsson, at least it's someone who has some experience within the NHL and is a really good player in the AHL and is a shutdown guy. And so it's fine. Don't be so upset about it. We're not upset here. Edvinsson will get his call up in due time. Let him keep cooking with the Grand Rapids Griffins and what they're doing. I know that they lost to the Rockford Ice Hogs, I believe they're called, back-to-back. But before that, they were looking really good. I think they were on a 5-game winning streak. And so let Simon Edvinsson stay down there with all those other players. And so eventually they're all going to be with us, right? Hopefully that's what we're waiting for. So, but Derek, in other news, like we said, Wings starting the new year off with 9 out of 10 points that they could get, which is insane to think about.
I mean, it's what we needed after that month of December where we just were on a struggle bus from God knows where. Oh, if we keep this up, we'll be in the playoffs sitting pretty. Hopefully.
Yeah, and so that kind of takes us into our main topics here. I mean, we're kind of going and talking about the Red Wings and how they're currently looking, and then talking really more about Alex Lyon and how he's looking like a starting caliber goalie, and he's carrying the Red Wings on his back, and he's going to be the one taking them into the playoffs. And so, Derek, yeah, the Red Wings start the new year off with 9 out of 10 points. Right when I recorded that episode, right after Christmas, I said the Red Wings need to go into January with a hot streak, much like they started off with the beginning of the year, because December was just a catastrophe. They lost so many games due to injuries, and now that everyone's mainly healthy, minus Husso, this team is starting to pick it back up right where they left off in November, which is awesome. And so, yeah, Derek, we're finally halfway through the season. The Red Wings just played their 42nd game against the LA Kings last night. They're going into their 43rd. Let's compare it to last season a little bit here. Halfway through the season, Wings currently sit 5th in the Atlantic with 47 points. They're 21, 16, and 5 before playing Toronto tonight. With 42 games playing, and they're 2 points outside of the first wildcard spot, where Tampa Bay has 2 games on hand, or actually I think it's 1 game on hand, maybe it's 2 now, compared to the Red Wings, who only have 2 more points than them. If the Red Wings win today, the Red Wings are officially in the first wildcard spot, which is great to see. This time last year, Derek, the Red Wings were 18, 16, and 7 with 42 points compared to the 47 points now, and they had 42 games played. Is there really that much a difference from this team now to last year's team? And what is it that you're seeing? Because to me, I see a difference in the goaltending, which is Alex Lyon. We did not have an Alex Lyon last year. You could say that was Husso. But Husso got injured and it was very inconsistent. And then we had Nedeljkovic and Hellberg. I almost said Hellebuck, unfortunately, but I wish it was Hellebuck. Yes, Steve, call that man's. But yeah, Derek, what's the difference here?
I mean, the obvious difference that I've seen all year, and probably everyone else, is our goal total that we have been putting up.
Yeah.
Like, and you can remember from last year to this year, like, obviously last year I can't say we weren't getting shots. We would have 30, 40 shots a game last year, but we couldn't score worth crap because our shots were terrible. And we didn't have anybody that could actually score. Yzerman went out last season and fixed that problem dramatically for us. So now we're probably an ungodly amount of points ahead of what we were expected to be. So that's helping us out. Obviously, our goaltending situation and defense has been back and forth. Defense still pretty on the back end, but our goaltending, obviously with Lyon here, has shot up through the roof. A lot of people can argue the fact that Husso was doing the same thing this time last year too, but Lyon seems to be the most consistent one right now out of the bunch, even though he doesn't have the reps that like Husso may have. But we're not going to overplay Lyon like we did Husso last year because we have enough enough goalies to actually come back and help. Are they good enough though? I don't know, because we'll see what Reimer can do tonight.
Yeah, right now, I mean, going and talking about these goalies that we have currently, we won't go and talk about the goalies that we had last year. We'll just talk about what the numbers showcase this year so far. But for someone like Lyon, I mean, Derek, I think that he could be a number one goaltender in the NHL right now based on that he's looked for us in the 14 games that he's played. Let's just talk about how it's been recent, right? In the last 7 games that he has started for us in that, he's posted a 5-2 streak. He's got 3 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. Before the injury, Lyon had played 7 games, going 4-2-1, posting a 1.86 goals against average and a .932 save percentage. If I did my math right, if the math is mathing correctly.
I mean, I was going to take you just for what you put down. I wasn't going to correct you.
With these numbers, he's 15th in the league right now for goals against average. And then he's 6th in the NHL for save percentage. And then he's tied 29th in wins per 9 because he went a whole entire, month and a half without even getting a single start because they thought Reimer was better than Lyon was.
I mean, we paid him more, so maybe that's what they thought. It's like, oh, bigger dollar sign. You read it, right? No, we found out really quickly that was not the case. I mean,
No,
crap. If we think about it, compared to last season with Florida, Alex Lyon only played 15 games, but he's the reason they made it to the playoffs. And that was actually the most games he's ever played in an NHL season was with Florida. Hit 15 games. And in 2 games, he's going to be his most he's ever played, and it's going to be with us. And he's doing heaps better than he did last year with the team that he brought basically to the playoffs. So is that a good sign? I think so.
I really do think so too. Like I said, in the 14 games, he's got a .258 goals against average right now and a .922 save percentage. He's 8-4-1 with 1 shutout. The man is on fire right now. He single-handedly is pretty much carrying this team on his back, and I get it. Without the goal scoring, we wouldn't be getting these wins. I get that. But we mentioned how bad that this team is with Reimer in that he basically allows 6 goals against every single time. And I actually have the numbers here. Let's see. Husso, for reference, in 18 games played, the team has scored 74 goals when he's in net. He's allowed 59 goals. Okay? Reimer, in his 10 games, the team has scored 52 goals, but he's allowed 38 goals. So with these numbers, you're looking at Ville Husso, 3.53 goals against average, and his save percentage is an .893. James Reimer, he's technically played in 12 games. He started in 10. He's got a 3.41 goals against average and a .889 save percentage. And that's with 1 shutout this year, Derek. It's still that bad.
These are God. It's just not pro numbers at this point anymore. Unless you're sitting above a 9, like it just hurts your team. Like it does nothing good for you. Like until you have a consistent goalie that's over a 90%, you're not going to be winning games. Like You just can't do that. Obviously, with our goal scoring, like you said, as the only thing that's propelled us, especially at the start of the season, that's how we've been winning all these games, getting 5, 6, 7 goals. But it still hurts to see 4, 5, or 6 goals behind you on the other side. Like, you shouldn't have to work that hard.
Okay, this came out, and this talks about the NHL at the halfway mark. I think someone on Twitter posted this, and someone sent it to me. But NHL at the halfway mark, 43.1% of games feature comeback wins. 80 multi-goal comeback wins this year, halfway through the season, is tied fourth most all time. 123rd period comeback wins is tied most. And then 25 third period multi-goal comeback wins, tied third most. Goal scoring in this league is just ridiculous right now, right? And I believe it was the last episode, Matt and I said, like, or maybe it was an episode with you. I can't even remember anymore because it feels like we're talking about the same stuff over and over again. Lyon, goal scoring, defense, this team, bad. Goal scoring is up. Goaltending is down. I mean, like I said, who would have thought that Lyon would be sixth in save percentage, Derek? Like, this is just fantastic for Red Wings to experience this type of phenomenon because we haven't seen something like this since probably 2009. Realistic.
Yeah, I barely remember that anymore, so 13 was a weird year for me, I guess.
It really was, and so I'm pulling up the, let's see, Reimer. So the top leaders for save percentage in the league right now is Aiden Hill, Charlie Lindgren, who really hasn't played too many more games than Lyon, Connor Hellebuck, Martin Jones, Derek, Joey Decord for Seattle, who I have in fantasy. He's been killing it. And then you have Alex Lyon at number 6. And I believe that you have to have a minimum of at least 500 total ice time of playing time this season so far to be recognized on this list. And so, yeah, Lyon's met those requirements. And I'm looking at these names. And so, yeah, you got even players like Thatcher Demko, Cam Talbot, Jeremy Swayman, Allmark, Quick, Markstrom, all really good players underneath Alex Lyon right now. Is this something that you can foresee Alex Lyon continuing to do, or is this something that's just luck?
Honestly, like I said, we witnessed what he did last year for Florida, and he literally brought it over to the Red Wings and continuously did it right away from the start. So he is giving me good aspirations for him. Obviously, he doesn't give me a huge pool to work with. Like I said, last year was the most games he's played in the NHL ever, and that was 15 games. But he did great. And now he's at 14 games with us and doing outstanding. The best he's ever played. Obviously, you don't want to bring in the years he played at Philly and played 1 or 2 games and, recorded nothing. Those years are terrible. You don't want to look at that. But right now, it's just, I believe, the way he's playing, I feel like it's something he's going to continue to provide for the team at this point because, man, 47 shots, 43 saves, or 44 saves, it just doesn't turn off like that. I'll give him a few more years, but man, he's doing great. I'm going to hope for the best that he continues to do it for us too.
Yeah, I mean, just watching him, and I never played goalie, but just the eye test and just watching him play, out of the 3 goalies that the Red Wings have, Lyon, Husso, Reimer, Lyon right now looks like he's the most sound goaltender in that. He plays so positionally well, Derek. When those pucks come in, the way he just knocks those rebounds out of the way, not going into the sweet spots for the opposing teams to score. Granted, those are going to happen, right? If there's like mad scrambles in front and, but his vision, I mean, we see those videos time and time again of like the NHL, like, yes, his eyes, dude, he is locked in focused right now. I mean, everything that I just said, he is a work of beauty out on the ice right now, and he deserves the recognition in the NHL right now that he can be a number 1 goaltender, and he is the Red Wings' current number 1 goaltender, even when Ville Husso comes back. Are you agreeing with me on that?
Oh, God, if they end up switching those 2 around, I have some major questions for that organization and what they're trying to do, because,
yeah,
I mean, just by the numbers at this point, like, you have to go with what's working best. And Lyon is just that missing piece of the puzzle that we're needing for a long time on the Red Wings. And I'm hoping it stays in that right position for us.
Yeah, honestly, it really does. And like I said, I think the coaching staff, this team, the players really owe it to Lyon to play a lot better and start doing better as a team, your system. Start playing better defensively, positionally, and give Lyon every opportunity you can give him to win more hockey games. So once you get to the trade deadline, you're buyers, you're instant buyers. You don't even have to second guess about it, right?
I just want to keep hoping that this is going to be a continuous conversation we get to have. Just talking him up every single week.
Yeah, I think it will be. Like I said, I think even when, well, I didn't say this, but I'm going to say this now. I think even when Husso is ready to come back, which looks like it could be within a week or two, I'm going to guess at least 2 weeks, I'm going to let him gather some time before he even gets his next start. The Minnesota Wild, Philip Gustafsson, he was out for quite some time. They took him off IR. They let him start as soon as he came off IR. He allowed 6 goals within 15 shots or something ridiculous like that. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't take you off IR in fantasy, and I'm glad I didn't start you, because that is horrible. And that's what I don't want for Husso, right? I don't want to put him in a position where he feels rushed. I want him to feel comfortable. And if there was one game that I want him to start next, it's against the Ottawa Senators on January 31st, if he is ready to go. But that would have been my next start for Reimer if I had to choose. I wish they were going with Lyon tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Like I said, you got to get as many wins as you can, but I'm not the coach. So,
I mean, from someone who's had all 3 of the Detroit Red Wings goalies on his fantasy team now, I'd still recommend you to stick with Lyon. He's the one who stayed on my lineup. The other 2 got dropped very quickly after they produced very poorly. So
yeah, I'm in 3 fantasy hockey leagues myself. 2 ESPN, 1 Yahoo. I have him in Yahoo, and I'm not letting him go anytime soon right now. But yeah, Derek, I think we're good on talking about Alex Lyon and the Red Wings, and so let's go ahead and change it around to around the league news, and we can close it off, buddy. But the NHL All Star jerseys were unveiled Saturday night, designed in collaboration with Justin Bieber and Drew House. I have no idea who Drew House is, but Derek, it looks like we made these on Canva ourselves.
oh yeah, these are atrocious. I'm sorry. What? It's just one color. They're blobs. I don't like it. I went and looked at the ones from the years before. I'm like, okay, nothing crazy, but they look.
Dude,
What is this solid color thing? Like, the yellow one is atrocious.
a yellow star on a yellow jersey? Make it make sense, Derek. Make it make sense. I don't get it.
It literally, I feel like we gave Matt a job to go be creative and design something, and that's what he came back with. I'm like, well, you did it, buddy. We're proud of you.
Sorry, Matt.
Yeah, love you, buddy, but I mean, honestly, it's like any one of us were told to go create this, and we're like, well, we took the All Star logo and we put it on a blank canvas and put a color on it. Done.
Dude, someone on Twitter, I saw they took the star on one of the jerseys and they just converted it into Patrick's star, and they gave him like the stripper like stockings and like the high heel boots and stuff on it. It was so funny.
Yeah, I would buy that one. That'd be a fun one to wear.
I would buy that one too. The NHL should recognize that. Justin Bieber, I don't know what you were doing with Drew House, but you guys must have been smoking too much of that reefer that you promote yourself, Justin. But these weren't it, man. Derek, it literally looked like we went on Canva and we were like, how do we make this good? We were watching SpongeBob at the time. We were like, yes, take Patrick Star, just put him on the jersey and just make him yellow. That's just what it looks like that they did on here.
I'm staring it down right now, and like, I just keep seeing this one with Justin Bieber and the yellow one. I'm like, it doesn't look good. Like, I don't know. I feel like something like this, like, I know it's for fun, and, well, I guess there's a big payout at the end of these things, but if you're the best player at it, but still,
and I guess
I still want to wear that.
Yeah, and to be fair, we've talked about this, right? Like, adults typically don't watch the All-Star game. If you do, it is what it is, but it's mainly for the kids, right? And I guess if you're looking to aim to sell these jerseys more towards kids, okay, that's cool, but you're losing a lot of money because us adults, I like to buy jerseys. Granted, I don't buy all-star jerseys, but still, these are pretty bad. And I have not seen one person come out and say, whether if that's social media or in real life, say, those are really cool, I want one.
They literally are just warm-up jerseys that you put on and rip off at the end of your warm-ups. That's all I can... That's what it is. It is what it is. It's done. They got Justin Bieber to back it. I think that was their main thing, I guess, for some reason. Is he relevant anymore? I don't know.
Like I said, he's got his own reefer brand and still kind of makes music. And yeah, he's still kind of relevant. But yeah, I wonder, he probably gave the NHL some discount, right? He's friends with
Austin
Matthews, and so who knows?
It's in Toronto. We get it. They probably did the whole collab because of that.
Yeah, 100%.
He's buddy with Austin Matthews, but still.
Yeah. All right, Derek. Real quick, one last thing on the All-Star jerseys. If you had to pick one to buy, which one are you buying? I'm buying the red one because it's closest to the Red Wings.
I'd probably buy the white one.
White one? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, red and white. Gotta try.
Yeah.
I'm not buying another one.
All right, Derek. This one is a little different. So Jake Guentzel might be available at the deadline. Is this a player you're interested in potentially?
I mean, yeah, he's a point per player. He's a great forward, great left wing center combination. But right now, is that what the Red Wings need again? I'm pretty sure we're producing the points right now. I'm really more so looking down the defensive end for us, really. I mean, if we get him at the right price, I wouldn't say no. Get him on like a cop deal, but I doubt that's going to happen with his point production this season.
No, probably not. No, you're probably looking more towards, you're probably looking at closer to like $8 million, maybe 9 even, because he's gotten over a point per game multiple times in his career. I mean, right now he's got 46 points in 41 games played. He does play left wing, which is a positional need, really, when you look at the Detroit Red Wings. I mentioned it on the last episode that we don't have anyone that shoots left, really. We have Rasmussen, Larkin, Foligno. That's pretty much about it in terms of top talent on the wings. Everyone else shoots right. What'd you say?
I said, fully named up 2 centers that are not on the left wing.
Yes, exactly. So everyone else shoots right. DeBrincat shoots right. Kane shoots right. Sprong shoots right. Perron shoots right.
I mean, I see the need for it, but at the same time, $8 or $9 million. We all know Stevie. Yeah. Got to trade, then we got to throw that money down. In the Stevie world, I just don't see it being a compatible situation going on. Would I like to see it? Yeah. It'd be nice. That's a lot of points that we'd probably get on the Red Wings, and it would just supercharge our forwards.
Hey, getting another 40-goal scorer, adding on top of DeBrincat, and then you can sign Kane hopefully for another 2 years. I mean, your top 6 is looking like DeBrincat, Larkin, Kane, Raymond. You wouldn't put Raymond on the left, obviously, but Raymond, Guentzel, and then Comfer as your top 6. I think that's pretty gross. That's fun to imagine, but I don't think we're going to trade for Jake Guentzel. I think the cost is going to be much to trade for him. If you could somehow get him as a free agent, I think that's a little bit better. But yeah.
I mean, we could just end up becoming the Edmonton Oilers, being stacked up top and pray to God we score enough goals out to our horrible goalie tending.
Maybe that's what Yzerman wants to do. Maybe that's why he drafted all of these defensemen, so he can keep them at really cheap contracts and we just overpay all of our forwards. But we've seen it time and time again. We literally did a segment on it on one of our episodes. The Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs are clear teams to showcase that not overpaying, but paying a lot of money to your forwards does not get you a Stanley Cup. It's not a guaranteed thing. So no thank you. Let's not do it.
Toronto might forget on you on that one.
Nick Foligno signs extension with the Chicago Blackhawks, Derek. 2 years, $9 million. I'm assuming it's for sticking up for Connor Bedard after he broke his jaw and he's out 6 to 8 weeks. So, yeah, good on Nick Foligno. He gets to stay with Chicago for 2 more years. And honestly, $9 million is $4.5 million for each year. That's a lot. Yeah, he's getting paid. It's not $9 million each year. It's 4.5 each. It's 4.5 each year, but still, that's a lot of money for playing with a really bad team. So,
I mean, they got to do whatever they can to keep whatever players they do have.
And Derek, I saved the best for last before we close out on the episode. This is technically Red Wings news too, but Evander Kane's ex-wife did show up at the Red Wings game and had to be escorted out due to a restraining order that he has against her. And she did take it upon herself to post everything that went down on social media, talking about a particular body part on Evander Kane and it being small, and I thought that was freaking hilarious. But why is she at the game knowing that she has a restraining order? What's the whole point of this? I really don't understand. And good on Evander Kane getting her kicked out, and she is freaking hilarious though.
Dude, that is a crazy, horrific relationship that those two have, and obviously she only went there just for the likes. We know that enough.
100%.
You don't go there just posting all that crap just because you want to. You're getting likes from it. She's crazy, obviously. Like, I can't really go back and forth on that one. You have a restraining order and you're doing all this crazy stuff to your ex. Obviously, everyone knows that situation was terrible with those two. Don't know the full story because both actually had a lot of stories. Don't know which ones were true, which ones were false. It was crazy.
They both have major baggage, yes.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be tied to either one of those two, but I mean, that was a little fresh bright air at the very end of that game after we had to lose, but funny to see that happen. Good on Evander Kane, I guess.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this happened until the next morning when my buddy Jeff texted me. He's like, "Did you hear what happened?" I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." And I saw it and I just died instantly. I just thought it was so funny. But yeah, supposedly he has custody over the kids that they share, and he has a restraining order against her. If he goes to court, this ain't gonna look good on her. Imagine, she already pays child support. I'm sure she probably collects alimony, but this ain't gonna look good. You're gonna lose a lot of money if you keep pulling shit like this, so... Psycho.
Watch out for him, guys.
Men, stay safe out there. Women, also stay safe out there. People are crazy. And so, Derek, we're done. Let's go ahead and close it out, buddy. We finished this in under an hour. Congratulations to us.
Woo! In like a year.
Hey, the last episode after the editing was under an hour by 3 seconds. Okay, so that one counted too, technically. Derek, let's go ahead. Final thoughts, buddy. Take it away.
Oh, boys, Red Wings, let's keep this win streak up. Keep the points rolling, because at this rate, the way we're going, playoffs are looking good again. Is this the year that we finally get back in? I'm really hoping. We don't got to win. I just want to see some progression for us. That's literally just it at this point. And praise the Lion King, because goddamn, that man is beautiful right now. And Lion, whenever you want on the pod, come on, just give us a ring. You can come on whenever. We'll go in the middle of the night if you're over in freaking Vancouver. We don't care.
Derek, we need to buy a Magic Conch once again before the trade deadline comes up, and we just got to keep on asking, are the Red Wings going to make the playoffs? Yes. That's cool. All hail Magic Conch and all hail Lion King. Yes, Simba Lion. We appreciate you always. Those are your final thoughts, though, Derek. My bad.
Oh, yeah. Let's go, Red Wings. Keep it up. Zack, you're up.
Yeah, my final thoughts are go Red Wings as always. Keep up the streak. This is awesome. This is exactly what I wanted for you guys to start off the new year. New year, new wings. Everyone's healthy. Keep it up. Stay healthy. Patrick Kane has 14 points in his last 13 games. Someone tweeted out on December 16th that the Red Wings made a mistake by signing him, and ever since then, the rest is history. 14 points in 13 games. Keep it up, Showtime. We love you. I want this signed. Someone help me out. I want it framed. Also, go Lions tonight. Yeah, we're playing against the Rams and Matthew Stafford. Don't wear your Stafford jersey there. If you are, you're a hoser. Take it off. We don't appreciate him. So go Jared Goff, go Lions, go Red Wings. Lion, I love you. I think I'm about to get your jersey here pretty soon if you keep it up. If you single-handedly get us into the playoffs, I will get your jersey, personally. Yes. So, Derek, those are my final thoughts. And so, yeah, Red Wings' upcoming schedule. Toronto tonight, and then they play Florida on Wednesday. I don't know if our next recording will be on Tuesday or Thursday. We'll figure it out. But yeah, then they play against Carolina. Yeah, the Red Wings have a pretty hectic schedule. So let's close it off now, Derek. I think we're good. Thank you for joining us once again. If you are returning, if you are new, thanks for joining us. We really do appreciate it. Why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already. Also hit the thumbs up button. His frown turns upside down, Derek. Yes, the octopus, not Derek. And until then, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.